Stop. Was you just about to sell your organ for a kontakt library? Don't do that, not at least until after this video. In today's video, I'm going to be making a melody using different kind of plugins. All of them are going to be free, by the way, in the description below. Hopefully by the end of the video, we will decide if you can make decent sounding dark melodies using only free VST plugins, or if you're going to have to sell that organ anyway. Let's jump straight into it. So I have already made the loop in Ableton. Don't worry about it if you use any other DAW. These free VST plugins should work in your DAW as well. I'm just going to run through this beat with you guys and then we'll decide whether it is actually possible to make nice dark melodies using only free VST plugins, or do you need to invest a little bit? So as usual, I started off with a piano. So in my last free VST video, I showed you guys a really nice piano library in kontakt, and this is where it gets a bit sticky because some people say, well, you have to pay for kontakt, so having a free library in kontakt doesn't count. The way I would counter that is, well, you had to pay for your DAW and you had to pay for your computer for your DAW to go on, so does that really count? And you can go down a massive rabbit hole. I'm going to use a trailer piano, which is a free library. It will be in the description below with all of these VSTs from today. But just as a side note, if you don't have kontakt, there is a creepy piano, which is a very nice free VST. There is quiet piano, which has some very nice presets in there. And then there is the Studio Grand by Excellent Audio. You can get a free demo. It's an unlimited demo, and the Studio Grand comes with that if you do want to get that. I'll put that in the description below as well. Anyway, trailer piano by Pvlace Audio. For the melody, it wasn't too crazy. I banged on the ghost notes and made a D sharp minor chord, like so. And then I inverted the F sharp. Put the D sharp up an octave. And simply made passive notes from them. Most DAWs have ghost notes these days, but if you don't have ghost notes for some crazy reason, you can always just Google scales and copy the notes from Google. When you're making dark melodies, you really want to mess with the half steps, which are these two blue ones next to each other here. They won't always be blue, but they'll always be next to each other. I don't know what it is about it, but it makes everything sound that little bit more creepier. This is the melody I came up with. Decent sounding melody, but I wrote it for the purpose of what I was going to do next. So I made it kind of busy, so when we do this next part, it will sound really nice. So next I threw on a Cable Guys halftime, and you might say that's not free, that's $10, but you can get the demo, and the demo is unlimited and you can use it for everything I've used it for right here. The only real limitation on the demo is that you only can use it once in every project, and I've only used it once here, so. Halftime instantly makes everything sound moody and dark sounded. All I've done here is move the band down a little bit so you can kind of still hear the previous high notes in there, just to give it a bit more character. I put an EQ on there just to get rid of some of the low end. And then for the next free VST plugin, I put wider on there. Everyone knows wider. Everybody should know what it does. Makes things wider. Even though I do have a few paid plugins that do this kind of thing, I still mostly use wider in my productions regardless. Next, I added the Flux Mini, which is kind of like a volume manipulator. I use it mostly for like sidechain, just to give it a little bit of bounce, a little bit of movement. This preset is called the Fake Chain 2. Next, I opened up Vital, the free synth VST, aka Serum's arch nemesis. I was flicking through the free presets that I downloaded earlier on in the year. I actually made a video on it, free Vital presets. I'll put that somewhere. It's just simply a violin, but it sounds very nice. For the violin, I just played it on the push over here, but you can easily just draw it in. As you can see here, I've took advantage of these half steps once again. Oh, and by the way, if you do want to see what my melodies kind of look like, me and Era released a free sample pack for you guys with stems and MIDI as well. So if you download that, click the MIDI, drag the MIDI in, and you can take a look at the kind of melodies and what we kind of do and how we structure our melodies. And hopefully seeing the way that we do it will kind of like inspire you to make your own, or just use ours. Either way is good. The next thing I used was the Cymatics Origin. Normally my go-to would be like RC20, but Origin is a worthy competitor as well, and it is free. As you can hear there, gives it a bit of old vintage sound, a bit of movement as well, a bit of wobble. After that, I panned some of the violin left and right as well, just to give it its own kind of place in the mix. Next free VST plugin I used was the Classic Guitar by Quiet Music. The preset I used was the ADUS. To make this melody, all I did is arpeggiate the last melody we made for the piano. Made a nice groove for the arpeggiation here. For the second part here, you might know this trick already. Basically, if you go 5 or 7 down or 5 or 7 up, it will add something different to your melody. It's a little trick that I learned a while ago. Normally 5 up or 7 up or 5 up and 7 down. Most of the time it works. I could have went 7 up. So after that, I stuck the same Cymatics Origin preset on it just to give it a bit more character, a bit of wobble, and added another Flux Mini for that bounce. Next up, I added the Forgotten BBC Orchestra by Spitfire Audio. I call it the Forgotten one because I haven't used it for so long. I kind of like forgot it was even there, but it's still so good. For this one here, I just added some brass. Then I opened the Valhalla Supermassive just to give it a bit more of a reverb / delay. Just to give it a bit more of an ambient feel in the mix. Valhalla Supermassive, obviously free plugin in the description below as well. So in my last video I said to you guys, if you comment what you use to make music, as in Mac or Windows, I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Well, this is that next video, and here are the people that commented. I know a lot of people commented, so if your name just whizzes past the screen, I do apologize. But if you do want to shout out in my next video, all you have to comment right now is the pizza is in the light bulb. The pizza is in the light bulb in the comment section below, just to confuse everyone that comes to watch the video. Now let's get back into the free VSTs. All was left to do then was just to add a nice 808 and some drums. So obviously this video is for free VSTs, so I just threw on any old drum kit that I had lying around. You can add any drums that you have lying around, free or paid ones as well. First came the 808, and the whole melody of the 808 basically just followed the first melody we made for the piano. I actually threw another free plugin on the 808 as well. I've never mentioned this on my channel before. That's how new it is. This one is called the Spaz, and it is the new one by Cubeatz. Everyone knows Cubeatz by now as the 2-click guy. As you can see here, very colorful and nice interface. It's animated as well. Ears move, eyes move, cans move, spaz. just one dial here. Comes with a few different presets here as well. He goes through them more in depth than I will, but basically he was saying the Ace and the Bear ones are the best ones for like 808s and that kind of stuff, so I chose to use the Ace one. The dial here is basically the wet and dry. I just had it at 28%, now 30%. So it just adds a bit of saturation on there, a bit of distortion as well. Obviously there's other free plugins that do this as well, but I kind of like the interface and I like how all the presets are worked out as well. So this would be my go-to free one. After that I just added some basic hi-hats just to get the bounce. Then a kick, rim, shout. As we listen to this, please let me know in the comments below if you think that you can use free VST plugins to get the same kind of quality of loops or beats as you can with paid VSTs. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below whilst we listen to this. So judging on that melody there using all of those free VST plugins, is it possible to make decent sounding dark loops or any kind of loops really using free VSTs, or do you have to really invest in different kind of libraries and VST plugins like Omnisphere or Kontakt? Please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you do want any of the free VST plugins that were in today's video, they will be in the description below as always. If you do want more free VST videos, I'll leave a piano one here, a lo-fi one here if you're into that kind of stuff, and just the last VST video I did here. If you did enjoy the video, please click the like button before you leave, as it actually does make YouTube push the video out to more and more producers. Be safe, be productive, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.